Cousinho for the win. It's good! It's a triple! With 1.7 to go. Tampa has to go. They have no timeouts. Jeremy at the horn. Well short. Barry wins. Barbara Cousinho has won it for the Bucks. They went for the win like I told you they should, Jimmy. And that's it, 59-58.
What a finish. Barbara Cousinho comes up as the hero. Barry has to weather the storm of getting fouled 4 times. The first one was almost an automatic basket by Cousinho. And boy, she comes up big there from the corner. Another buzzer beater type basket for this Barry women's basketball team.
Our post-game coverage is next. We'll talk to Coach Finch and we'll chat with Barbara Cousinho, who gets the game winner. We'll have the replay for you on that shot as well. Barry 59, Tampa 58. That is your final score. Post-game coverage is next.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. We're going to show you right now. They're going to do the naming ceremony here for make this officially here, Coach Caesar Audio Court. So we're going to tune into that right now, and we'll work on getting our post-game coverage for you coming up here momentarily. Again, the final score here, the Bucks take this one 59-58 and beat Tampa. They will host the Sunshine State Conference Tournament here on Wednesday.
Gracious God, you who call us to ongoing renewal, to transcend our limits, to give of ourselves fully more and more each day, so that we might find newness in life. You give us many ways to do this, including the athletic endeavor that is taught and learned here in this sport. We thank you for the life and legacy of Coach Caesar. We thank you for the fruit that continues to bear in the teaching and learning, playing and competing, and fellowship that continue to grow and will continue to grow in this space, now ordained in His honor. We offer it to you, and all that happens here may be a sacred time, a sacred growth and fellowship and renewal and transcending physical, emotional limits in the pursuit of excellence and for the building of a better world. And we ask this in your holy name and by the power of your life and Spirit. Amen. Amen.
Drag another person over. Hold your dad. Yeah, drag that one over. You got it already? Wait a minute. That's You told him that, right? You ain't cut no feet off, right? Go. Too short. It's too short. Got him? Left to right?
champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
At Barry University, students enjoy a vibrant campus life surrounded by traditions both new and old.
From the first day on campus, students will find plenty to do. From the Glow Party and Founders Week in the fall to Homecoming and Festival of Nations in the spring. Tradition is all around at Barry. Students, faculty, staff, and alumni gather throughout the year to connect Barry's past with its present to create a meaningful future.
Cyrus, is Jim doing it? Jim doing it?
Florida. It is our NCAA Division II showcase, and today it is a good one. Barry University hosting Nova Southeastern for first place in the Sunshine State Conference. Frederickson back.
Sanchez across. It's pulled back on a sharp. It's deflected and it's in!
Conference play.
Yeah, the Bucks lost midweek last week.
Sanchez takes the shot.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
We are NCAA Division II student athletes, faculty members, and athletics administrators made up of 24 conferences and 300 institutions.
Over 110,000 Division II student athletes.
Together we stand and take the pledge to be more than a bystander, to get a friend home safe.
It's our responsibility to step in, stand up, to do something, to say anything, to hold our friends accountable, to stop sexual assault in any way we can.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
So let's be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by. Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
Here are a few tips that can help. Talk to your friends honestly and openly about sexual assault.
Don't be a bystander. If you see something, intervene in any way you can.
Be direct. Ask someone who looks like they may need help if they're okay.
Take the pledge at itsonus.org and be a part of the solution.
We took the pledge and decided to stand up against sexual assault. Now it's your turn to do the same.
We are challenging every Division II campus to take the pledge, to make a statement, and to make sexual assault unacceptable, because it's on us!
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Dan Rabinovich, Jim McCurdy along with you as we are getting set for the tip-off here. Game number 2 of today's doubleheader between Barry and Tampa as the men have taken the court. The Bucks 18-6 on the year, 14-5 inside of the Sunshine State Conference, which is good for another regular season championship. Barry coming off a 78-60 win over Lynn, which was the clincher for them. And we may be in for another really good game here. We had an excellent game in our women's game. Barbara Cousinho hitting a 3 as time expired to give the Bucks the win. These two teams played a double overtime thriller back in early December 9th to be exact. It was a 107-103 Buccaneer win, but it did again take 2 overtimes for the Bucks to get that one. As these teams, again, the Bucks 18-6, 14-5 on the year. Tampa 9-16, 5-14 inside of the conference. Jim, we hear the coaches talk about it all the time. Even if you're on the bottom of the conference, you're still an incredibly difficult game. And we saw that from Tampa in early December. We'll see what we have here tonight. Could have another good one.
Yeah, I mean, it took the absolute most perfectly executed play for Barry to pull that one out. They had to go the length of the floor. Last second shot, it required a 3/4 court heave by Cooper Glick, caught by Daniel Mortensen, and the dump off to Cooper's brother, Sawyer Glick, who hit a 3 at the end of regulation to send it in overtime, and then Barry needed double overtime to pull that one out. Let's hope we don't have to have one of those type of finishes today. And it's been a strange season for the Bucks as far as up and down goes. Bucks started the season very hot, and you look at January, and it basically goes win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. It's kind of a back-and-forth pattern there. And then February started off with a loss to Florida Southern in overtime. Since then, the Bucks have found a way to rattle off 5 straight, and now, seemingly, as they are healthy again, catching their stride as we head into March. This will be the last regular season game. The Bucks will host Game 1 of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament here on Wednesday, along with the women who, after their win, earn the right to host as well. We're getting set for the tip here between Barry and Tampa. Our scouting report coming up in moments, and our starters for you as well. As again, these two teams played a classic back in early December, and the Bucks with the final opportunity here this season to try to improve, try to get better, because this is it. After this one, it is win or go home territory here. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, this is what everybody builds toward. The end of the season, postseason play upon us, and Barry's playing its best basketball right now.
Well, looks like we are going to have our national anthem along with our starting lineups in just a moment here. I want to hold off to make sure. We've had so many presentations here, including the naming of our court after the late Coach Odio, a great friend and a gentleman I had so much fun calling games with here. Certainly just first class and a dear friend. We miss you very much, Coach. So we're going to do this. We'll turn it over to the court here and see. We're going to have some festivities here for Senior Day. So we'll let you watch in here on our Senior Day festivities, and then we'll get you again our scouting report and our starting lineups are coming up right after all of our seniors are honored. All right, so those are your seniors here. You just saw announced as we're going to put a few more minutes on the clock here, give the guys another chance to warm up. So we apologize here for the somewhat late start. Danny Rabinowitz, Jim McCurdy here with you here at Coach Odio Court. Now officially, Coach Odio Court, as the court was dedicated today. A lot of former players are here. Jim, I know you recognize a whole lot of them. You've been here longer than I have. This is my 5th season. I see Ryan Saunders here, former player and longtime assistant coach here at Barry. Garrett Naughton was here, so we'll have to try to see if we can track some of those guys down maybe throughout our broadcast. But a lot of those guys here hanging out. Jim, I know you recognize a handful of them as well.
Yeah, and actually you said that I've been here a lot longer than you, but I've only been here one year longer than you. It's only 6 for me, so maybe 7th season. But at the same time, yeah, you get to see a lot of these guys come back here on reunion weekend and homecoming, and especially today. Coach Saunders is coaching up in North Carolina, and he made the trip all the way down here for this game. So a special day for a lot of these former Buccaneers, especially those who played under Coach O.
Yeah, I know Coach Saunders, who is coaching at Belmont Abbey in North Carolina. I know he was very, very close with Coach Odio, so very cool to see him and a lot of these guys make the trip down here. Again, this is a big game here for the Bucs for a couple of reasons. Jimmy, first off, trying to build the habits that the Bucs have built here in this month, and trying to roll into March with some of this momentum here that they have seemingly established, because we know how good this team can be. There have been a lot of times this season where they haven't looked as good as we have seen them early on. They were really rolling in the month of November. December was a clean month, no losses in that month, and then January is where things started to get quite dicey for this team, and now they seem to be regaining their form.
I mean, they're definitely playing their best basketball now, and it took that long stretch in January without any back-to-back wins to shake this team up. They got healthy again. They regained their composure. They got their wheels underneath them, so to speak, and they got their high offense back in gear. So this team is clicking, and it wants this title outright. It doesn't want to share this title with anyone. Even a win, even a loss today would give them the outright title, but they don't want for it to look like in the standings like it was a tie. They want to win this thing outright, and they want to cut down the nets and have it all to themselves.
All right, the teams are taking their benches again, which means we are moments away from getting our starting lineups in here, and we'll get to our scouting report as the teams take the floor for the anthem. Let's do it. Let's get to our scouting report. Here's assistant coach Justin Furr as we preview the game here between Barry and Tampa. Tip-off just moments away.
All right, I'm here with assistant coach Justin Furr, and this is our scouting report as we prepare for the tip-off here between Barry and Tampa. And Justin, I have to start congratulating you, another regular season conference championship for you guys. What does that mean to you? And obviously it's not the ultimate goal, but I know it's kind of a nice start for you guys.
Sure, yeah, it's a step in the right direction. We just we're really proud of our group, and anytime you can win a championship at any level, I think your group's done something special, and we're really proud of this group, and we think we got a lot more work to do to get where we want to go.
It was kind of an interesting season for you guys. I mean, this was really, as far as the years you've been here, it was really the most up and down kind of year, I would say, right?
Yeah, and it's different because we really got hit with the injury bug this year a lot, and we haven't in our first 4 years. We haven't had really guys miss any games last year, but this year, Elvar missed 4 and Dan missed 4 or 5, and so we got hit with that, but our guys really persevered. I think this is one of our toughest teams we've had in our 5 years, so we're really proud of that.
Now, Justin, I know, like you said, the conference championship is clinched, but this game's still very important to you guys because this is really the last chance you have to work your habits before a loss will send you home.
Yeah, it is, and we're trying to build now toward the NCAA tournament. We still don't feel like we're in right now. We still feel like we got work to do, and now we're playing for regional ranking, and that's another reason to win today. Not only to take momentum into the conference tournament, but hopefully to the NCAA tournament as well.
Justin, I know you know this Tampa team very well. What stands out?
They're very good. We feel like they're one of the most talented teams in our league, and for whatever reason they've had some struggles this year, but on paper they're very, very good, and they're talented, they're athletic. What really stands out is just their overall talent. I mean, Duke Shelton's as good in the middle as anybody there is, and Pat Bacon can really score. So they've got all the pieces. We just hopefully find a way today.
And you talk about finding a way. What are some of those keys?
Yeah, we got to rebound the ball. These guys are a great rebounding team because they're so athletic. We got to show some patience on offense because this team does a great job of guarding us and making it hard on us. And lastly, we know it's the last day for our seniors, so we want to play with a lot of passion and show these guys, what what they're worth to us for these last 4 years or 3 years, whatever it might be, for how long they've been here.
Yeah, and you mentioned senior day. It's senior day. Homecoming coach Odio is going to get the court dedicated to him today. It's kind of an emotional day here. What's the message to the players before, just to kind of keep level-headed here?
Yeah, we want to stay level-headed, but it's hard. We can tell them that and preach that message all day, but when it's your last day and it's your last game, and also the dedication of the court, Coach Odio is such a great thing, and he was such a big part of this place for so many years. So, it'll be an emotional day for us, but hopefully we can pull it all together and figure out how to win this thing.
Justin, thanks. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Danny.
All right, there's our scouting report with assistant coach Justin Furr, and you heard it, Jimmy. Talking about kind of weathering the emotional storm here today on what has been a very high emotion day here on campus.
I don't know how else to describe this day but emotional. You got court dedications and senior days and a chance to play for conference championships, and on the women's side a chance to host. It just doesn't get any bigger and better than that. And if the men can deliver a win here against a very gritty Tampa team, as we've seen earlier this year, it took double overtime to beat them. This will be the finishing touches on a very special Saturday here in Miami Shores.
Well, the lights are off, which means the starters are being announced here, so why don't we go ahead and do that for you as we'll look at the visiting Spartans first. It'll be number 2, Duke Shelton, 6'8" senior from Ocala. Number 11, Marcel Robinson, 6'5" senior from Palm Bay, Florida. Number 3, Anthony Gamble, a 6'5" junior from Tampa. Number 25, Pat Bacon, who is scoring 19.4 points per game. Bacon, a 6' junior from Indianapolis. And number 33, John Whitaker, 6'6" junior from Fairfax, Virginia. And again, it'll be Bacon who the Bucks will key in on, but can't lose track of Marcel Robinson at 16.6 points a game, and Duke Shelton at just under 14 points per game. As we take a look here at the starters for the Bucks, number 10, Elvar Fredrickson, the senior. He is about as good as they come, pound for pound, in Division II basketball. Elvar stands at 6 feet. He's from Iceland, the transfer from LIU Brooklyn. Number 11, Sawyer Glick in his junior season by way of Columbus, Indiana, standing at 6'5". Number 21, Theo Turner. He is a senior, stands at 7 feet from Middlesbrough, England. Number 22, Daniel Mortensen, the junior, stands 6'8" from Denmark. And number 25, Sunday Detch, the senior from Perth, Australia, who lit the Nets on fire here his last time out in the nationally televised game for the Bucks. Hit 10 triples in that game, which tied him for a school record. What a day that was for Sunday Detch. We are ready to go here as Turner and Shelton jump it up, and we are underway. Welcome aboard the regular season finale here from Coach Odio Court. And it is Tampa in the road black uniform, starting off with the ball. Detch pokes it free and gets the steal. Barry forces a turnover on the opening possession. Detch trying to pick up right where he left off. Well, Shelton down with the rebound. Bucks go up empty, get a good look though on their opening possession. Nearly another steal. Robinson able to make the catch, and there we go, right to the basket and score.
Boy, just a real casual stroll to the basket that play was. No defense whatsoever, and just right down the middle of the court.
Here's Detch. Out top, Turner. Detch driving baseline. It's held up there over to Turner. 10 on the shot clock. Detch from the corner hits. That is a 3 for Sunday Detch. And he has really come on strong here of late.
Now, Sunday Detch, the senior from Perth, Australia. He's got a big following back there. We know that they're tuning in today all the way over there from Australia to watch their fan favorite.
Now, I don't know what the time difference is, Jim. You're a research guy. You might have to look into that, find out what the time difference is. I know at the Australian Open, it's like
it's 12
our
hours.
night is their morning or something like that, so you might have to
It's the international timeline changeover. I flew into it once, and it was very cool. But it's 12 hours, Danny.
Because I know some of our friends from England like to watch us, and they told me that's like a 5 or 6 hour difference. So hopefully we're able to get them a nice win and get them to bed early here.
And you know the people in Iceland are tuning in
Yes.
for Elvar as well. And these guys love their internationals over there. And we appreciate all your support in following these guys on social media over the last few years. It's been great.
Sawyer Glick had to get away. Bacon the dish. And, what a finish by John Whitaker, who goes with the reverse, able to use his body and shield off the defender. And Tampa out to a 4-3 lead. And here is Elvar Fredriksson. Detch looking for Mortensen in the post. He'll go to work now. Mortensen lobs it up for Turner. Too much.
Boy, I wanted to see that one. I wanted to see the big man throw one down here on senior day.
Mortensen put a little too much on that one. This is a little tough to overthrow the 7 feet. Turner, the Bucks get a steal, and Sunday Detch able to put it back up and in, and the Bucks in front.
Careless,
5-4.
Careless throwaway on the inbounds by the Spartans, and Sunday, the heady player, just right there to scoop it up and lay it in.
Now Sunday with all 5 of the Bucks points here to start things off.
Sunday, the first-year transfer from Metro State in Colorado in the Denver area. Good defense there by Theo.
Yeah, Shelton not able to get the shot off. Here's Bacon. Now Whitaker will launch another one, this time no good. And a long rebound there to Shelton. And Shelton off the glass and good. Showing the touch, the big man. It's Tampa 6, Barry 5.
Butch Estes getting ready to go to his bench right away.
Yeah, it's going to be Evan Walsh coming in as this ball is knocked out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Bucks. Evan Walsh has come on strong as well. You talk about players that have really played well. Walsh has found himself in the starting lineup on different occasions here as well, and he's played a lot of minutes for the Bucks. Walsh is a tough player, goes to the basket very well, and he is back out on the floor here only a couple of minutes into the game.
Elvar getting swarmed there.
Detch for 3. Ooh, in and out, wouldn't fall for him. Walsh tipped the rebound back out to Glick. He's got to look for 3. That's good.
Sawyer Glick ranks 11th in the country in three-point field goals per game at 3.3, and this Buccaneers team is 3rd in the country. And there you saw what Barry does best, is stroking it from the outside.
Bacon will reset here, working on Detch, 25 on 25. Whitaker a 3 on the way off the mark. Drew an air ball there. There's Walsh. Out top to Elvar. Elvar waiting patiently on the pick and roll. Finds Mortensen. Oh, that's where he is so tough. Elvar can either kill you with the floater, he can dish. And deciding to send it off to Mortensen for the easy lay, and that's Daniel's first basket. Elvar gets the assist.
Well, Elvar has been giving assist after assist for years here at Barry.
Anthony Gamble hitting from long range, his first bucket, and Tampa within 1-10-9. Elvar back down to Mortensen, who kicks the Detch. Bucks moving the ball very well here. Sawyer Glick wide open for 3. Is not going to miss that often.
Great ball movement, and started with Elvar Fredriksson. He is your career leader. He met his predecessor in Ryan Saunders today for pregame chats. He breaks his record earlier, and he's just piling on more assists. It's going to be tough to ever top Elvar's assist record. And to boot, he's done it in 3 years.
I never saw Coach Saunders play, but I don't know that he'd won any part of Elvar Fredriksson. Not many do. Walsh to the basket, can't hit.
Well, I mean, they're both special players in Barry history, and Elvar has just, taken it to another level, and he's been the generator that's made this team go the last 3 years.
Well, floater not going to fall there for Gamble. Elvar looking to push. Elvar will pull up for a 3 and knocks it down. They're going to say a 2. They'll say Elvar stepped on the line.
Well, that's one area of Alvar's game that he's really improved this year is that the outside shooting. He's up over almost near 45%. To shoot 45% from three-point range is incredible.
Bacon wedges one in there, and it'll be Buck ball off a jump ball, and we come back. It's Berry 15, Tampa 9, 14:25 to go here in the first half. You're watching Berry Buccaneers basketball.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Danny Rabinovich, Jim McCurdy here with you. It's Berry 15, Tampa 9, 14:25 to go here in our first half. Welcome aboard. Alvar Fredrickson handling the basketball here for the Bucks. Going to send it down to Marko Tomic, who checked in during the timeout. Pass was knocked back. Alvar will launch from long range. No good. Tomic had the rebound there, ended up losing it. And here comes Bacon the other way. Bacon having a great season here again, averaging just over 19 points a game. Pretty impressive.
Danny, just want to confirm we're efforting all game long, but Ryan Saunders will join you at halftime for a little Bucks talk, so we speak.
Bacon short on the triple. And here comes Alvar. Off to Detch. Extra pass. Glick. The three won't fall. Score stays 15-9 in favor of the Bucks. And these two teams played a double overtime thriller in early December. We'll see if we get another one of those here today.
We don't want one of those.
Absolutely not. As the jumper off there from Marcel Robinson. Yeah, Jimmy, this is where you kind of want to cruise into the conference tournament if you can.
I think they would like to get out of here in regulation. It's been such a long day with all the activities and the alumni back.
Ooh, wow, what a block by Shelton, sending the wall shot back. Kind of pinned it against the glass. Robinson all the way through. He scores. Nice sequence there for the Spartans. They got the block and the layup in transition. Cut the Buck lead to 4.
Danny, I don't know about you, but I've been used to seeing Berry in black, so it's refreshing to see them in these nice clean white uniforms today. They've been in black for a while now.
Sunday Detch throws the ball away, taps his chest, says my bad. Bacon spinning through the lane, kicks. Whitaker from the corner, he'll have to bring it back out. Campbell back to Shelton. Robinson all the way, can't hit, got his own rebound, lost it, and now whose ball is this going to be? They're going to say Tampa ball.
Yeah, good defense there by Sunday Detch, and then Marko Tomic coming over to deflect it at the end, but I believe they're going to say it went off Marko.
Johannes Dolvin in for Sunday Detch. Dolvin, 6'9", from Norway. He's a sophomore, transfer from Drake. He'll have a much bigger role next year. He had a very nice season here for the Bucks. Bacon weaving out to Gamble. Gamble, the floater is good.
Don't go to sleep now, Bucks fans, because Tampa is very game here, and they are prepared to give it their all here in their final game of the season.
Dolvin turns it over. Well, the turnover bug is bit here in the last few possessions for the Bucks. That's allowed Tampa to jump right back in. They were trailing 15-9 just moments ago, and now The Spartans turn the ball over, and it'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. It's Berry 15, Tampa 13, 11:34 to go here in the first half. You're watching Berry Buccaneers basketball.
Where too many people forward and come back on a quick counter to that one.
The ball here, Sanchez across. It's put back on a sharp. It's deflected and it's in. Conference play.
Yeah, the Bucks lost midweek last week.
Sanchez takes the shot. And 13, the Bucks in front of Tampa. Here's we welcome you back to Coach Audio Court. 11:34 to go here in the first half. 19 on the shot clock here as Bacon will inbound. Tampa still sticking with their starting five. Bacon will bring it back out top and set things up here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gamble for three, no good. And Cooper Glick just checked in, down with the rebound. Fredrickson through the lane off to Tomic. A lot of contact there, no whistle. Bacon pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Walsh will try a three. Rebound fought for, and Glick able to keep it in. Dolvin, strong to the rim and scores.
Johannes Dolvin, one of the better big men that we've seen in the last few years with great footwork around the glass. He's been needing an offensive pick-me-up, if you will, and maybe this is the day that'll do it.
Tomic running out of the way, a little contact there. Look at this play on the rebound, and Robinson still not able to hit.
Good job of harassment there by Cooper Glick around the glass.
And Elvar is fouled. Foul will go on Robinson. That is his first, team's second. And Daniel Mortensen in for Marko Tomic. Fredrickson out to Mortensen. Glick from the corner. Well, it's not going to fall. And Duke Shelton down with another strong rebound. There's the midway point of our first half as Fredrickson comes up with a steal. Elvar weaving through traffic and nearly threw it away. It's going to be a kick ball on Robinson. Bucks have already turned the ball over 5 times. Tampa's turned it over 4. Elvar back to Dolvin. Wow, what a pass. Dolvin goes up and scores.
Well, when you got a catalyst like Elvar Fredrickson running your offense, you get easy baskets like that. And he's dropped some absolute dimes here in this first 10 minutes of this game.
Freddie Ibrahim has checked in, number 5, just had the ball. Pass down to Shelton Skies to make the catch. Now in a crowd, and Cooper Glick had all ball there. They're going to call a foul. Wow. Looked like Glick had his hands on the ball, and he gets called for the Bucks' first team foul. Now a handful of substitutions here. We'll just give you the new lineup when everyone comes in. It's going to be David Moya in there now, along with Sawyer Glick, Sunday Detch, Johannes Dolvin, and Daniel Mortensen. Gamble short on the triple, and Detch down at the rebound. Mortensen all the way! Oh, what a finish by Daniel Mortensen!
Daniel Mortensen doesn't have a defender in front of his face. He throws that one down, and the Bucks are off and running here, but still a huge basket. You saw the entourage coming at Tampa there. They had 4-on-1 on the break, and Daniel Mortensen finishes with a flourish.
Fouls on Gamble, and Jim, I'll be honest, I held my breath on that one, man, because Mortensen just kind of got undercut while he was in the air, and I think fortunately he kind of grabbed onto the net as he was trying to dunk the ball. They grabbed on the net, and that might have shielded him from kind of flipping in the air there. That was a really dangerous play.
I don't think I've seen too many 4-on-1 breaks like that. There was 4 Buccaneers all in a line coming at the one defender. Very, very fortunate to escape with a basket, but also healthy bodies after that.
Well, it's 21-13 now. Theo Turner has come back in here for the Bucks. Omar Fridrickson on the bench getting a breather. Moya left it for Turner. Kicks out to Mortensen. Detch all the way, can't hit. And now Detch ties up the rebound. Ball will go back to Tampa. That'll change the possession arrow.
That's all right. That's a good tie up there. And the possession arrow, as you said, comes back to Barry as Tampa starting to make some substitutions here.
France Pinard has come in, number 24, 6'4" senior from Massachusetts. Robinson will go off. And Pinard will inbound. Barry 21, Tampa 13. Bucks have scored the last 6. It was 15-13 after Tampa was able to cut back into the lead. Shelton fouled by Turner. Wow. Able to hit. That was a grown man move right there. He muscled that thing in.
Boy, he did ever muscle, and as you heard in the pregame scouting report with Justin Furr, he said that Duke Shelton, one of the best big men in this league, and there's an example of it.
Free throw's no good.
I mean, Theo had a hand in his face, and he was defending him pretty closely, but that was just, as you said, a big boy move.
Glick. Now Detch from the corner, no good. 8 minutes to go here in our first half. Ibrahim, who nearly lost it. Now Pinard. Pinard slipped or something there. And here come the Bucks. Glick pulls up in transition, way off. Oh boy. And then Bacon drops the ball out of bounds. It's gotten a little sloppy here over the last few minutes. And we have timeout on the floor. Barry 21, Tampa 15 with 7:42 to go here in the first half. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball. Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Danny Rabinowitz, Jim McCurdy along here with you. It's Barry 21, Tampa 15, and things have gotten a bit sloppy here in this first half as Glick comes around, can't hit on the three. Robinson skies for the rebound.
Yeah, the substitutions have given the starters, or at least in the case of Elvar Fredrickson, a chance for rest, but Barry's been a little bit of a funk these last couple minutes as you see Tampa knock that one down.
Robinson hits, and Jim, it's gotten awfully quiet in here. It's a big crowd here for this home finale, but the crowd has kind of gone out of this one a little. They need some action. Detch to the basket, scores, and was fouled. That'll get things going.
Sunday Detch with a good, strong move, and just as we talk about Elvar getting his rest, here he comes. Yeah, that women's game had a little bit more high stakes intensity, and you can feel it. It was a different feel in here.
Again, congratulations to the women's team, Coach Sullivan, and unbelievable the turnaround from a year ago, and now to host a conference tournament game is just quite impressive, and Coach Sullivan gets my vote for Coach of the Year, even though I don't have a vote. 24-17 is the Bucks' lead here. 6:45 to go here in the first. Robinson gets free again, and he is off to a nice start here in this first half. He has 8 points.
Marcel Robinson, 4 of 10 from the floor.
Fredrickson. Wow, he got past a couple of defenders there, and that threw it away. A little too much there. Bacon. They'll bring it back out. Robinson from long range. It's good. Marcel Robinson in double figures now with 11. He has cut the Buck lead to 2, 24-22.
And that's what I'm talking about. This Tampa team's not going to give up. I mean, they got too much pride.
Oh, and the Bucks throw it away again. Ibrahim now looking to push. Now he'll slow up. Saw Fredrickson get back in front of him.
You see a couple more Spartan baskets, and Butch Estie's going to be calling a timeout. I can guarantee you of that.
Well, here's a prolific scorer. Bacon decides to kick. That was deflected out by Sawyer Glick. And the ball will stay with Tampa. And the brothers Glick will sub in for one another here as Cooper Glick in for Sawyer.
Ryan Saunders will join you at halftime. That'll be an interesting chat to have him back after about 3 years away.
Talk to him about the naming of Coach Audio Court. Robinson not able to hit as the shot clock horn sounded. That would have been quite a finish. Mortensen for a 3, too strong. Bucks have gone ice cold here.
Yeah, shooting just 25% from three-point range today.
Robinson, he did it again. Marcel Robinson is on fire here. He has 14 points as he triples again to give Tampa the lead, 25-24. Fredrickson weaving through traffic and was fouled. The foul will be on the floor, but it will be the 5th team foul on Tampa. Let's see who they call it on. It'll be on Campbell, his second. Evan Walsh will come in, and Jim, the Bucks, after kind of a fast start, have just fallen flat here, seemingly a lack of energy.
Well, and Tampa's largest lead was 2 points, and that was in the first minute, the first 31 seconds of the game, and now all of a sudden they've got the lead again here. Bucks better be careful.
Oh, what a block by Cooper Glick! And here come the Bucks the other way. Glick drives, the reverse won't go. Feels like there's a lid on that basket right now. Robinson, the no lid for him in this first half. 14 points lead all scorers. Ibrahim brings to Bacon. He'll try a triple way off an air ball. Shot clocks did not reset. 8 to shoot. Ibrahim doesn't waste any time and comes up short.
If they don't get an offensive bucket here.
There you go, Jimmy. He answered your call.
Yeah, I thought Coach Estes was going to do something on that, after that possession if something didn't work out. Well, he did. He went to his bench, so we'll see if, what these guys can dial up here.
Catch all over Robinson right now. Robinson throws it back out to Bacon, who's go all the way back near midcourt to get it. Bacon with a Walsh hand in his face, in and out. Nice defense. Fridrickson cut off, hands to Detch. Walsh, the pass to Tomic. And Marko Tomic is on the scoreboard. The Buck lead is 4.
Well, Coach Estes had been quiet for a long time, but he got off the bench and he was telling him, Elvar, move. And, you saw it there. The Bucks picked up their offensive game, so maybe they just need to hear that reinforcement from their boss to get their offense back in gear, because it had been stagnant, as you said, for a long time.
Detch gets the steal and then loses it. Shot clock didn't reset. Down to 10. Robinson all the way.
Boy,
Marcel Robinson, he's having the half of his life here. 16 points. He is right at his season per game average, and there's still 2.5 minutes to go.
He's crafty, isn't he?
Look at this pass. Tomic gets free down low again. And the Buck lead is 4. Robinson has 16 of the 27 Tampa points. The Bucks need to step up on him. He's on pace to score nearly 40 points here. And Robinson throws that away, looking for Shelton. And that'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. We got a good one going here. It's Barry 31, Tampa 27, 2:12 to go here in the first half. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball. Welcome back to Coach Odio Court. Barry 31, Tampa 27. Closing minutes here of our first half. There's Walsh. Fridrickson around a screen. Now Glick will drive. Oh, it opens up for Glick, who missed the layup. Dolvin had his shot blocked. And now Sawyer Glick's going to pick up the foul.
Maybe a little over-aggressive nature there after the miss. But I like the hustle. I like the scrappiness there of Barry. They need to do something to pick up their game. It's been listless in here, as you said, for essentially most of this half.
There's Whitaker, sends it over into the right corner to Tyler Wilson, who just checked in. There's number 0. Ibrahim. 90 seconds to go here in our first half. Ibrahim whips it back out top to Whitaker, who drives in, throws up a wild shot, no good. And Sawyer Glick pulled the rebound. Elvar, wow. He's so crafty with the basketball. The pass deflects out to Cooper Glick. Now Sawyer Glick for 3, that's good. That's all he needed to do, Jim, step out about 25 feet.
The NBA three-point range indeed there.
Glick gambled on the steal. Ibrahim had a layup and he missed it. Here come the Bucks with numbers. 4-on-2. Walsh for three. No. And Whitaker will pull the long rebound. He got away with a foul. He whacked Shelton on that play. Bucks need to get back on defense. Ibrahim all alone. With the benchers up yelling for. 35 seconds to go now. Shelton was held. He was held by Dolvin. That's a good call. Dolvin had a hold of that right arm. That's his first. That is the fourth team foul on the Bucks. Sunday Detch back in. And Robinson comes back in. Cooper Glick off to the bench for the Bucks. And Tyler Wilson checked out for Tampa.
Sunday, the only Buccaneer in double figures at this point.
Robinson in and out. He has really had the touch here.
See if the Bucks just go for the last second shot here.
Elvar will do just that. He'll hold for one. Barry will take a lead into the locker room here.
Barry very good when leading at the half.
Elvar in trouble here. Got it to Detch. Detch takes a triple. No good. Rebound Whitaker, and time will run out on the first half. Well, we're going to hopefully have one of our very favorite alumni guests here at the half. Ryan Saunders is in the building, and we'll see if he can make his way over and chat with us for a bit. Our halftime score, Barry 34, Tampa 27. We'll take a pause for the half here. Again, Barry in front, 34-27.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Sanchez across. It's put back on a sharp. It's deflected and it's in! Conference play.
Yeah, the Bucks lost midweek last week.
Sanchez takes the shot.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
We are NCAA Division II student athletes, faculty members, and athletics administrators made up of 24 conferences and 300 institutions.
Over 110,000 Division II student athletes.
Together we stand and take the pledge to be more than a bystander, to get a friend home safe.
It's our responsibility to step in, stand up, to do something, to say anything.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
We are NCAA Division II student athletes, faculty members, and athletics administrators made up of 24 conferences and 300 institutions.
Over 110,000 Division II student athletes.
Together we stand and take the pledge to be more than a bystander, to get a friend home safe.
It's our responsibility to step in, stand up, to do something, to say anything, to hold our friends accountable, to stop sexual assault in any way we can.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
So let's be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
Here are a few tips that can help. Talk to your friends honestly and openly about sexual assault.
Don't be a bystander. If you see something, intervene in any way you can.
Be direct.
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. It's Barry 34, Tampa 27 here at the half, and former player, former assistant coach Ryan Saunders is here with me. And Ryan, I'll start off with this. It sounds pretty cool to be able to say welcome back to Coach Audio Court. I know you were really big on leading the charge for that. First off, let's just talk about the naming of the court, and then we'll get into your relationship with Coach and all that kind of stuff. But just to have that name right here on the court, pretty special.
It is really special, and obviously got to thank everybody here at Barry. There's so many people to thank who kind of put this thing into motion once we, as alumni, had the idea, and it's only right. I mean, you have to name this place after Coach O, after all he's done for not only Barry but for Miami in general. But it's really special. I think today was great, to bring all the Audio family and just to really honor his name and be able to put his name on the court. It's so special. I mean, I'm almost at a loss for words, and it's really emotional. Just kind of coming back and seeing his name, and cause I know how much of an influence he had on so many people here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I got the pleasure of doing the games with him. He was my color guy for a handful of years, and I said this before. I said, nobody better to just sit down in his office and talk hoops with. I mean, you talk about a guy who just loved basketball. There aren't a lot of those guys anymore. He was an old school guy and just loved the game.
He loved to compete. He loved, on the court stuff. And even more importantly, he loved the off-the-court stuff as well. And as you saw, a lot of the alumni came back today. He just develops relationships with his players, and even people who didn't play for him. Just people around. He would sit down and talk to someone he met. Here walking around campus. That's just the impact he had on a lot of people, and the person he is. He's just an unbelievable person. I learned so much from him, as you said you did, and just about basketball, but also about life. Sometimes when we're playing, we don't realize he's teaching us actual life lessons, and that's why all the alumni come back and show their support and love for him.
And I know you kind of found your career path with him. You played under him, of course, coached as well, and I know that was his influence and mentorship was really big for you and getting you to where you are now in your career.
Sure, and when I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do really, and you and I had talked about that, and it's just I had no idea, and I without Coach O, I wouldn't have gotten into this, and we had several conversations after, right before I graduated, and then even after, and he just said, you love basketball, and if this is something you really want to do, then let's try it out, and he was great, just such a mentor for me. I've learned so much. A lot of what we do now, what I try, the things that I value as a coach, I learned from him, all from him. Just playing with him and coaching under him, it was, the lessons I've learned are unbelievable.
Ryan Saunders is here with me, a former player, former assistant coach. Ryan, I know you always feel welcome when you come back here. You're doing a great job at Belmont Abbey right now as an assistant coach. Just talk a little bit about how you're doing up there. Just kind of let everyone know what you're up to and how you're doing and everything.
Yeah, Belmont Abbey is a great situation. Honestly, it's very similar to like a Barry, just obviously in Charlotte, different. North Carolina. The weather for me is a little bit cold, a little bit cooler than it is here in South Florida, but just the people up there, and I think what makes Barry University special is the people. People around campus involved in athletics. The same thing up there at Belmont Abbey. A lot of special people up there. I work for a great boss, Billy Taylor, and he's actually, he didn't know Coach O, but we talk about Coach O all the time, and he just, it's very very similar to back home, which is, Barry's my home, and everything up at Belmont Abbey is very similar. So, finishing up our second year, making good strides. I think it's hard when you're, trying to rebuild the program and bring it up, but we have some really good people involved in our program, and whether it's coaches, players, and I think we'll get up to speed in no time, and we'd like to get up to the Barry level where they're at. They're playing unbelievable basketball. Coach Jesse's done an unbelievable job, and really Justin Furs, I mean, he's just been great for Barry in terms of recruiting high-level players. I mean, you're watching this game. I mean, it's a really, really high-level game. So eventually we'd like to get up to even in the same conversation as a Barry, but I really do enjoy my experience at Belmont Abbey, who knows? We'll see.
Did you get a chance? A lot of the former players are here. Did you get a chance to hoop it up a little with any of those guys since you've been down here?
No, and I tell you what, I mean, I was certainly okay. I was completely okay with not playing. I left it to some of the younger guys, are a little bit fresher. The further and further I get away from my playing days, the less and less I play. So I'll get out and mess around in practice and shoot around a little bit, maybe play one-on-one with a couple guys, but certainly not ready, not in shape enough to get up and down. Certainly guarding Vladimir Raymondville and and all the Willie Whitfield. I mean, all those guys. I mean, it's like I have no chance of doing that. I'm not even going to try. So.
All right, I'm going to leave you on this one here. We were talking about this a little bit. Ryan Saunders in his prime versus Elvar Fridriksson in his prime. Well, one-on-one action. Who wins that battle? Because it's 1 and 2 on the assist record there.
It's not even a contest. Elvar's got me by a lot. He's Elvar's so much fun to watch. I mean, just watching him, we kind of see a little bit of the same things, in terms of passing the ball and distributing the basketball. He's so unselfish, and that's what makes him great. I mean, obviously in 3 years to break an assist record, and I was mad about that for a couple minutes, but Elvar is true. I mean, he's the epitome of a point. I mean, he is a point guard, so unselfish, but you forget that he can score 20. So he's tremendous to watch, and I just tip my hat to him. He's been incredible, and certainly Barry 3 straight SSC championships. It's really because of him and what he's done for this program. So I'm really proud, and I told him that after he broke the record. I'm really, really proud of him and what he's done here. So,
well, Ryan, I want to thank you for taking the time, man. It is great to see you, really is, and best of luck to your team as you guys enter your postseason play coming up this week. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Hollywood. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, Ryan Saunders here with me. We'll take one more pause. Second half coming your way next here between Barry and Tampa. Halftime score, it's Barry 34, Tampa 27. Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Dan Rabinowitz, Jim McCurdy here with you as we are set for the start of our second half. Look at the numbers from the first half. It was the Bucs shooting 14 of 34 from the field. That's good for 41%. Meanwhile, Tampa 12 of 26 from the field for 33%. So the Bucs out shooting the Spartans in the first half. Both teams turned the ball over 7 times. The Bucs and Spartans tied at 23 rebounds apiece. As the teams take the floor here, it'll be Detch, Fridrickson, Walsh, Mortensen, and Glick to start here for the Bucs. Whitaker, Robinson, Shelton, Bacon, and Gamble, the starting 5 here for Tampa.
Just sort of a flat first half for both teams.
Mortensen missing from point blank there.
With the exception of Marcel Robinson, who was absolutely on fire, but only 3 free throws between the two teams in the first half.
Gamble down low, goes up and scores. Now look, the Bucs have won the Sunshine State Conference regular season already. We do know that, but again, Jim, this team has really put together a lot of momentum here. They would hate to see that kind of falter here today. That's why they want to win this one.
Yeah, and they're still building for postseason positioning, as Coach Furr said in your scouting report with them. He says they feel like they still don't believe they're in the NCAA tournament. I personally do. At the same time, they're looking for positioning, and that's
well,
what
Jim. I mean, here's the thing:
to.
you lose your next 2, and you could find yourself in quite a predicament here. That's why the Bucs need to win not only this game, but maybe you got to win in the tournament as well. Let's just secure things. Don't leave any doubt as far as the NCAA tournament goes.
Well, my rationale behind that is that they're not going to lose their next 2, and that's why I say that I think that they're in.
Now they're in a dogfight here with Tampa again. Tampa took the Bucs to double overtime. Barry won that game back in early December. Robinson, who had a massive first half, put up 16 points on 7 of 15 shooting. And Sunday Detch got the last touch on that ball there.
Coach Estes has talked so much and raved about Sunday Detch's defensive presence. That was an example of how well of a defender he is. Just getting his hand in the passing lane and knocking it out of bounds. Sunday has often taken on the toughest position player by every one of their teams, taking on those tough defensive assignments and come up big in a lot of occasions this year. The numbers aren't staggering. 37% for Barry and 37% field goal shooting for Tampa.
Walsh got hammered on the rebound there by Shelton. And Duke will pick up the foul. That'll be his second, team's first here in the second half.
Barry 12-1 when leading at the half this season. Trying to make it 13-1 if they can hold on here.
Elvar blocked by Robinson at the rim. Walsh too strong. Elvar flipped the rebound up, but it ends up with Whitaker. Bacon, that's a backcourt violation.
A turnover.
Yes, it is. Good defense by Walsh, but he did not poke that ball back there. Bacon's kind of lost it.
Coach Estes opting to go with Walsh to start the second half. He's been a much improved player over the second half of this season.
He's a good energy player. That brings a lot. Detch. Oh, man. Detch is fouled by Robinson, who stuck out his leg there as Detch was trying to go by.
Marcel Robinson flying in from just outside the elbow area.
This is why this game is so tricky. We saw Daniel Mortensen nearly get undercut on a dunk attempt, and as Detch goes in to score, I mean, you just want to get out of this game healthy. The Bucs have dealt with enough injury issues this season, Jim. They really have.
Yeah, no, they can ill afford, as you said, to have another serious injury or even one that would send a guy out 1 or 2 games, because 1 or 2 games out with a key guy, that could be detrimental in the postseason.
Whitaker way off the mark there.
Danny, I had a chance to chat with Junio Barweta earlier this week, playing overseas, doing very well for himself.
Jim, you know I'm a big Junio fan.
You are, and he's having himself quite a professional career in these first 2 years since he's left here.
There's another guy who's going to have himself a nice career, I think. Elvar Fredriksson. He's got pro written all over him.
Elvar playing for Iceland national teams in his decorated career. Certain to go overseas and play some more basketball. His parents made the trip today here for senior day. That's nice to see. We know that Elvar's had his share of followers over the 3 years he's been here, and he's been a special one.
Foul there was on Detch. Gamble to the rim is fouled again by Detch. Or it was, I think it is Detch going to pick up the foul. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is on Detch.
Well, it was great defensive collapsing there by Barry. There wasn't too much more that they could do. I mean, anytime you're going to draw contact, it's always going to go to the offensive player nowadays.
I believe that is the second team foul on the Bucks here in the quarter, in the half. The scoreboard in the building is a tad bit off as the free throws go. Fredriksson off to Mortensen. He's going to spot up for a 3. No good. The rebound taken down by Robinson. Detch all over Robinson here. And the ball is loose. Detch picks it up. Mortensen did a nice job to poke it away. Mortensen all the way was met by Shelton, couldn't finish over him. Stays a 5-point game. Bacon pulls up and hits. Tampa within 3.
Bacon, I believe that was his first field goal of the game. He was 0-6.
Yes, it was. Spartans leading scorer. Walsh to the basket, good, and a foul.
What a feed there by Daniel Mortensen. Threaded the needle to the slashing Evan Walsh.
And we have timeout on the floor. Barry 40, Tampa 35. 15-18 to go here in the second half. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be.
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Evan Walsh trying to complete the 3-point play here for the Bucks. They're in front by 5. And Walsh knocks it in. Whitaker takes the inbounds. Bacon going to get met here at midcourt with a trap. Able to get it off to Robinson. Oh, the Bucks leave him open for a three, and Robinson makes him pay. 19 points for Marcel Robinson. It's his first basket here in the second half. Walsh. On to Tomic. Marco working on Shelton. Kicks to Walsh. Three on the way. In and out. And Ibrahim with the rebound. So we've had a couple of great ball games here today. Barbara Cousinho hit a game-winning three to win it for the women, who will host Tampa now on Wednesday for the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. Games are going to be 5:30 and 7:30. Now, Jim, you're better at this than I am. What's the scenario here for the men? I know we have to wait a little while to find out who they're going to play.
We do have to wait. St. Leo plays a late game. They are one of the teams fighting for that 8th or 7th spot. You got PBA down there as well, and Florida Tech's a game behind. So we just sort of have to wait. It's probably going to be about a 10:30 announcement before we find out for sure who the Bucks will host here in the first round, or the quarterfinals on Wednesday.
Well, Shelton able to hit there and was fouled. He can tie the game up here with this free throw. Some of the other games going on here inside of the conference on the men's side. Eckerd 81-69 over Palm Beach Atlantic. And the rest of the games are going to be later today.
Well, I know one thing. Barry does not want to see Palm Beach Atlantic.
No. Detch had it deflected and stolen. Robinson lost it. Walsh able to come up with the steal. Mortensen for three.
Daniel Mortensen has become one of my favorite Buccaneers, and that's because his game is just so complete. I mean, he can rebound, he can shoot it from the outside, he's got decent low post moves, and he's a good defender.
Bacon through traffic, and he's going to go to the line for two. Yeah, Nova and Florida Tech will play. Florida Southern and Embry-Riddle, Rollins and St. Leo.
Yes.
The other games today.
We just have to wait and let it sort itself out.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with waiting. We'll be patient. Bacon able to hit on the free throw, trying to cut the lead now to one with another. And he splits the pair. Elvar fouled on the floor.
Seen that twice now. I've heard Coach Butch Estes telling his team to push now. As the game has gotten closer, he's barked at his team to get the offense in gear. I mean, they played their best when they're out and running, and a couple stages in this game, it's just been stagnant offense, and, you know, let Tampa hang around, and it's dangerous.
Elvar all the way through, can't hit. Well, it has not been so far the Bucks' best performance. So safely say that. Robinson stripped by Mortensen. Bucks come the other way. 3-on-1. Cooper Glick to the basket to score.
That was a good play from the defensive end all the way around. Daniel Mortensen with the strip, Elvar running and dishing to Cooper, and Cooper finishing with a gliding lay-in.
Robinson missing that time. Elvar, that's a kick ball on Ibrahim. Fredrickson. Lost it into Mortensen and threw it away. Here's Shelton. Whoa! Duke Shelton. Oh, man.
Boy, was that ever...
I didn't know he'd get up that high. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Wow, man. I mean, he nearly jumped over Mortensen. Walsh for three, no good.
That might be...
I'm impressed, man. That might have been one of the better dunks I've seen
in game.
In all the years here. That was serious. Bacon spinning, not able to hit. Robinson, the putback. Tampa's tied it at 46.
That's what we're talking about here. Just let him hang around, and you got yourself a scary finish.
Elvar for three, in and out, won't go.
Tampa team already knows that it can take Barry to the wire, as it's proven earlier this year. They've matched up well against the Buccaneers over the years since Coach Estes has been here. He does not want to see another overtime finish.
Robinson, corner three, no good. Detch flies in for the rebound. Cooper Glick for three, good. Well, there's a big three for the Bucks. 49-46, Barry in front. Bacon falls head of steam to the basket and scores.
Well, Cooper Glick, he's really gained some confidence in his offensive stroke this year, and he's become a really good perimeter player.
Mortensen in the post, working on Shelton. Off to Fridrickson, fouled, and it'll count. What a finish by the Bucks point guard. It brings us to a timeout on the floor. Barry 51, Tampa 48, 10:38 to go. Here our ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Barry 51, Tampa 48. Elvar Fridrickson trying to complete a three-point play. David Moya is going to check in for Elvar. Well, he missed the free throw, so Elvar will stay out there. Nearing the midway point here of our second half. It's been a fun one here between Barry and Tampa. Alberto Moreno, wears number 1 for Tampa, is checked into the game. That's him catching the ball in the corner. Ibrahim. Down to Shelton, who dunks it again.
This Tampa team has an awful lot of athleticism, and the record doesn't show it. But they are a scary athletic team.
Mortensen off to Elvar. Elvar, long corner three, in and out. Boy, that was almost down. Ibrahim. Shelton again. Bucks will double team this time. No more dunks for him. Whitaker. Gamble, 3-ball, short. Detch the rebound.
Bucks need to pick up their offensive intensity again.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jim. There does seem to be a lack of energy here from this Buccaneer team, seemingly in cruise control here. Tomic and Moya will come in. Fridriksson will get a breather, as will Mortensen. Moya whips it into Glick. There's Tomic. Ooh, nice move by Marco. Gets right to the basket and scores.
Marco coming off one of his better games of the year, 16 points on 6 of 6 shooting at Lynn.
Well, the Bucks figure to be loaded next year. Fridriksson, Turner, and Detch are the seniors, but they do lose some major contributors. This is officially senior day here, although the Bucks will play here again on Wednesday. The opening round of the Sunshine State Conference tournament as Ibrahim banks it in from way downtown. And he banked that in from right in front of us, Jim. He didn't call glass, so.
And that was his first bucket of the game, too. So these Spartans, they just keep coming at you. You think that guys are not even involved in the game, and you get a basket like that.
Tomic, what a rebound, and then Shelton knocked it out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Bucks. 28 seconds on the shot clock after Tomic fought hard for that offensive rebound. We're tied at 53. Robinson was trying to check back in, didn't get to the scores table until it was too late. And now we have a collision between Cooper Glick and Gamble. Gamble will pick up the foul as Glick tried to set the screen, and Gamble, just tried to go right through him. Robinson will come in for Gamble now. And that was the 7th foul on Tampa, so it'll be 1-1 here for the Bucks the rest of the way.
The busiest day on campus, athletic-wise, here, Danny, with baseball and softball doubleheaders going on against Florida Southern and Lynn, respectively. And
did that first baseball game ever come to an end?
It ended, and the Bucks.
Like a 5-hour extravaganza, that one, huh?
They won that one, 18-7. A real good win for the Bucks over the 4th-ranked team in the country.
Football score.
21 hits in that game. Or the baseball boys.
Glick puts in the free throw, and Walsh will come in for Sawyer Glick.
Now, Coop having himself a nice little game here today. It was 7 points, 4 rebounds.
Bucks pressuring nicely here. Tampa will get it over the timeline, though. Robinson again for 3, this time no good, and a loose ball foul on Cooper Glick.
Cooper's mystified. He hasn't even given a reaction here, but doesn't understand what he did other than try to go up for the rebound. Now he's asking for a clarification from the official who called it on him.
So we have timeout on the floor. Barry 55, Tampa 53, 7:54 to go here in the second half. We'll take a pause. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
We are NCAA Division II student athletes, faculty members, and athletics administrators made up of 24 conferences and 300 institutions.
Over 110,000 Division II student athletes.
Together we stand and take the pledge to be more than a bystander, to get a friend home safe.
It's our responsibility to step in, stand up, to do something, to to say anything, to hold our friends accountable, to stop sexual assault in any way we can.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
So let's be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up.
Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Danny Rabinowitz, Jim McCurdy along here with you. It's 55-53. The Bucks in front of Tampa. 7:54 to go here in our ball game. Ibrahim takes the long inbounds. Bucks will fall into a 2-3 zone here. Try to mix things up a little.
I was just thinking to myself,
Robinson again for three.
When is Elvar Fredrickson going to come back into this game? And as I thought that, I looked towards the bench and he got right up. So
Robinson has 24 points, which is by far the most in this game. Here's a steal. Tomic got the block from behind, but he fouled Alberto Moreno.
Now, not a bad foul there, but
not a good sequence here for the Bucks out of the break.
But Barry has been really sloppy here and just not quite themselves all game long. I mean, they've had stretches of offensive explosions or executions, but it's just not their typical game.
Well, Jim, come Wednesday, the Bucks can't play a bad game because their season could come to an end. So it is survive and advance after Wednesday as Moya goes out and Elvar comes back in. Again, the Bucks really, they need this game to get their 19th win on the season and try to secure an NCAA tournament berth, which is not a 100% certainty at this point.
And the women did their part in getting win number 19, and the men trying to do theirs today. So
Elvar had that block by Ibrahim. Very trailing by 3. This matches Tampa's biggest lead of the game. And we have a foul on Whitaker, I do believe, away from the ball. That'll put Cooper Glick back on the line for another 1-1. That is his first team's 8th. Very bad foul.
I don't know about you, but this game has seemed like it's been awfully long to me. I mean, maybe it's just been everything inside the gym all game long with the doubleheader and all the presentations, but we still got 7 minutes of game time, and this Tampa team has just kind of hung around, and Barry's just been flat. It's just kind of one of those long type afternoons, evenings here in the Health and Sports Center in Caesar Rodeo Court.
Glick hits the free throws. Moreno will bring it up the floor. Ibrahim working on Fredrickson. Elvar all over him. Ooh, he almost went out of bounds. Robinson drives all the way. Man, oh man. Bucks don't have an answer right now from Marcel Robinson. Again, I mean, it was Bacon you wanted to key in on in this game, and Bacon's done nothing. He really is 5 points, 2 for 9 shooting, but Robinson's carried the load as Tomic is fouled, and we'll get more free throws here for the Bucks.
Barry's attempted 8 free throws today. They're 6 of 8 from the line. Tomic going to the stripe for his first 2.
And Tomic misses the front end of the 1-1. That's just as good as a turnover. Tampa by 3, 6.5 to play here in this ball game. Moreno cut off. Robinson thought about the 3. Moreno over the shoulder pass to Robinson. Ball is loose and picked up again here by Moreno. Shot clock to 5. Moreno Off to Shelton, he was stripped as the horn went off, and that is a shot clock violation. Elvar Fredrickson got the block.
Well, great defensive presence there by the Bucks. They scrambled. They were scrapping for the loose balls, and then Elvar comes up with a swipe at the end. Big stop.
6 minutes to play. Fredrickson. We go to Mortensen in the post now, working on Shelton. Mortensen threw it away.
Oh boy, there's nobody there.
No, Mortensen almost dropped that ball off. I don't know what he was doing there. Ibrahim whips it cross court. Robinson, step back three with a hand in his face, no good. Elvar off to Mortensen as an open look for a three and hits.
Boy, what a nice stroke there by Daniel Mortensen. And Elvar, the casual drop off, that was as pretty of a stroke as you're going to see.
Mortensen with 10, we're tied at 60.
Now things are going to start to ratchet up.
Shelton, count it. Go to the line, a chance at a three-point play.
Duke Shelton's been a Buccaneer killer over the years.
This is not a great matchup here for the Bucks, Joe. I think that is clear. I mean, the Bucks have had their way with a handful of teams inside of the conference, of course, on their way to winning the conference regular season, but this is not a game the Bucks would want, I would think, in the tournament.
No, I mean, and Tampa's not going to qualify for the quarterfinals, but you can see from their athleticism, I mean, they've got three just explosive offensive players that in Shelton and Marcel Robinson and Gamble today. Of course, Pat Bacon has been there over the years, but you're right. I mean, this is a scary team for the Bucks, and some teams just don't match up well with each other. And historically over the years since Estes has been here, Tampa's been one of the Barry's nemesis.
Detch, corner three, no good. Well, the Bucks have put together an 18-win season up to this point, 14 conference wins. Trying to close it out here with another victory. They've been very tough at home. Robinson. Shelton. The ball's tipped around, and Dolvin comes up with it to jump ball. Ball will go back to Tampa.
A great help defense there by Sunday Detch. Comes flying over to protect the rim. And Tampa is going to have to earn it on this possession. Fresh shot clock here.
Gamble will come back in. Shelton, Robinson, and Pinard, the seniors on the Tampa roster. There is Bacon. Bacon just a junior. Robinson is open again, no good. Elvar running the break here. He goes all the way and scores. Strong move by Fredrickson. We're tied at 62.
Sometimes I don't even think Elvar Fredrickson knows which way he's going to go. He just gets there as fast as he can and then makes a decision in the split second.
Ibrahim off to Robinson. And Robinson scores. And he'll go to the line. A chance at a three-point play after this. We have our final media timeout. Tampa 64, Barry 62. 3:47 to go. Final 4 minutes coming up next. You're watching Barry Buccaneers basketball. Welcome back to Coach Audio Court. Danny Rabinowitz, Jim McCurdy along with you. 64-62. Tampa in front, 3:47 to play. Robinson at the line. He has had a fantastic game. He has 28 points, 12 of 25 from the field, and 5 rebounds as well. He has been the standout player in this game today. And now he completes the three-point play. Moreno is going to come back in. Gamble will check out. Elvar splitting through defenders. Walsh, pump fake. Open three. It's good. Evan Walsh ties it at 65. A huge triple. Walsh now with 6. Bacon calling out the play. Gets to Shelton. Double team comes. Shelton goes up over Mortensen and scores. Shelton was dangerously close to traveling there. He's up to 15 points now. Mortensen, he is open for 3. Short. And Ibrahim down with the rebound. .245 to go. Tampa by 2. Trying to pull off an upset. Bacon. Back to Ibrahim. The hot hand Robinson is on the left wing. Bacon is going to take it himself. Lost the ball going up, and the Bucks get it right back. Bacon's had a rough game. Elvar into the corner to Glick. Elvar all the way to reverse. Won't go. And it's knocked out of bounds. Ball's going to go to Tampa. The official is looking for help there. He's going to stick with his original call. Jim, that is on the far end of the court from us, so I have to admit I did not see it. Although the Bucks bench is adamant it was out on Tampa, they're not going to get the call.
A tough break for Barry, and these are critical moments here as we wind down this game. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Possessions so vital at this point.
Gamble back in for Moreno, and here's the touchdown pass, and Glick there to poke it away. They're going for it all there. Robinson off the Bacon, they'll reset. Bacon goes around a screen, kicks. Robinson, he's open for 3, and he won't hit this time. Ooh, the Bucks really dodged one there. Tomic ahead of the play. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Tomic can tie the game at the line now. Jim, I'm not going to have much voice left. We had a turnaround 3-game winner by Barbara Cousinho in the first game. The Bucks women's team beating Tampa are in a home game on Wednesday in the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. Now this one coming down to the wire. Tomic hits the first. The Bucks a very good free throw shooting team on the season. They shoot 78%.
Yeah, and that's good for 11th in the country.
And Tomic hits another. We're tied. Cooper Glick will come in for Sawyer Glick. For defensive purposes here. All knotted at 67. You have to think Robinson's going to get the basketball, right?
29 points on 12 of 26 shooting, and he's been their man today.
They go for the touchdown pass again, and it's deflected again. And more chaos here. His bodies are flying. Robinson scores. If anything, they've created chaos with those long passes.
Robinson up to 31. The most that an opponent has scored on the Bucks this year is 33, so he's right there.
Oh, Elmar's pass to Tomic was intercepted.
A very dangerous pass there by the Iceman. He does that sometimes. Gets 2 execute.
Walsh going to get called for the foul. That is a very bad foul because that's going to be 2 free throws for Pat Bacon, who shoots 83%. It is double bonus territory for both teams. Whew. Boy, Jim, this loss would really sting if the Bucks can't figure out a way to get this game. Bacon hits the first, and tip your cap to Tampa. Not a whole lot to play for here today. They have really brought it. Sawyer Glick in for Cooper Glick, and now Mortensen will come back in. And Tomic will head off.
If you're Barry and you're thinking ahead, you're down 3, you're down 4 at this point. You don't need a 3 right away. There's 1:16 to work with.
Yeah, Bucks should be in no rush here as Coach Schmidt will take a timeout. Well, the one thing the Bucks, definitely have on their side, Jim, is they have a coaching staff that is very, very good at drawing up late game plays here. In my opinion, the top coaching staff in the conference.
Well, they need to execute, and they've created this scenario for themselves today because they just didn't come out really ready to play from the beginning. They've had their stretches, but they never really played Barry basketball, so to speak. And if they want to win this game, they need a good shot here and offensive execution, whether it's a 2 or a 3. And then they need to find a way to stop Tampa because Tampa's got nothing to lose. They're playing for pride here today.
Well, the 1:16 to go here in our regular season finale. Jimmy, I want to thank you for another great season. It's always a pleasure working with you. And again, I want to thank all of our fans who tune in. And, it's so nice when the parents come, they make the trip down here from wherever it may be, England or anywhere else. And the parents are kind enough to come over and say hello to us, too. So we really appreciate that. We appreciate everyone streaming. And I know it's late hours for some of you around the world. And, it's very cool that we have that reach and we're able to bring Buccaneer basketball into your living room, whether you're here in Miami or you are overseas. We certainly appreciate everyone who has hung out with us throughout the season. We hope you've enjoyed the ride as much as we have, and of course there is plenty of ride left to go here. Bucks will host on Wednesday, but now trail by 4, minute and change to go. Elvar right to the basket. He's going to kick. Sawyer Glick a 3. It's good. And the Bucks are within 1. Coach Estes a quick timeout. So unselfish, Elvar Fridriksson, as Shelton was kind of closing in on him there. You don't want to go up over Shelton. I think Elvar knows that, and he was able to find Sawyer Glick for a big 3.
Well, Elvar made the right decision. It looked like that play was dialed up to, if Elvar gets to the glass, take the 2. If not, kick it out. And Sawyer just sat in the corner and waited for his turn, and boy, did he knock down a big 3 there. Still a lot of time left in this game. A 1-point game with 1:07 to play. Great offensive execution by the Bucks, and as you said, a great offensive play calling by the Buccaneers staff.
71-70, Tampa by 1. Long way to go here with 1:07 to play. Both teams are in the double bonus, so any foul will result in 2 free throws. Amazingly enough, Jim, you only have, one player with 4 fouls, if I'm not mistaken. It is Gamble, who has 4, and that is it. There were not a lot of fouls called in the first half. Bacon up to Gamble. Shelton spinning wildly through, and Robinson fittingly scores again. Might have gotten away with a travel there. It is a 3-point game. 33 points for Robinson. Elvar 3. Too strong. Shelton flies for the rebound. Bucks do not need to foul. Need a stop though, Ibrahim. And Ibrahim forced to call a timeout.
Well,
Tampa by 3. There's 19 seconds on the shot clock, 37 seconds to go in the game.
Elvar found a lot of space at the top of the key. He might have been a little bit too far out. Decided to go for it, and it didn't work out for Barry, and now they've got to hope for the best here.
Well, simply stated, the Bucks need a stop, and then really strategy comes into play. Does Tampa foul, not allow the Bucks to shoot a three? Now, it would be in Tampa's best interest to take the 19 seconds that are on the shot clock and use every one of those seconds, try to get the clock down as low as they can here. They can get it down to, what, about 18 seconds or so.
Yeah, if Barry's not pressuring or fouling.
Bucks with 2 timeouts left. Bacon gets the ball, and the Bucks decide to foul, I guess.
I don't think he intended to foul, but he did.
Yeah, Walsh is going to get charged with the foul. So Bacon will go back to the line, and not the end of the world as 2 seconds come off the clock. But not, I guess, right, like you mentioned, not what the Bucks wanted to do there. Barry on the ropes here in the regular season finale. Bacon hits the first. Sawyer, Glick, and Mortensen in for Cooper, Glick, and Moya. Boy, Tampa has really fought hard in this game.
They sure have. I mean, this is their playoff game, so to speak.
Second free throw is no good. Big rebound comes down to Walsh.
Bucks need a basket in a hurry.
Elbar. Well, Elbar's getting hit by Shelton and finally gets the call. So Elbar is fouled. I think they gave the Bucks bench one of those bogus little bench warnings that they like to hand out on occasion. Now the situation, the Bucks have to foul because the shot clocks are turned off. That was the 4th foul on Shelton. Alvar was getting held pretty good on that play, and the whistle was late. He hits the first. The Bucks will try, I suppose, to steal very quickly, but they do need to foul should they not get the steal. Elvar hits both free throws. Moya and Cooper Glick back in for Sawyer, Glick, and Mortensen. As the Bucks will sub offense-defense here.
They've shown that they'll throw the home run ball. You wouldn't think they'd do it here, but
Cooper Glick is playing free safety here in case they do. Bacon gets it. They might want to foul him. He's been shaky at the line. They let him go all the way through. Robinson scores. Boy, why not foul Bacon? 19 seconds. Fridrickson, ooh, nearly traveled. Detch a 3 on the way. He got hit. No foul called as Cooper Glick is fouled on the rebound, and he'll shoot 2. Jim, Bacon is 4 of 6 from the line. I don't know why you wouldn't want to foul him there and make him earn it from the line. There's 11.8 seconds to go. Cooper Glick absolutely has to have both of these. And then the Bucks will need a foul. Robinson, meanwhile, has 35 points.
That's the most against the Bucks this year.
And Glick misses. Oh, boy. That hurts.
Well, now he needs to hit one. They need a stop and a 3. And otherwise, they're going into the Sunshine State Conference quarterfinals with momentum against them.
Glick misses the pair, and here comes Bacon. He is all alone. Fridrickson chases him down, not quick enough though, and Tampa is going to come in to the Barry Health and Sports Center and come out of here with a victory. Fridrickson heaves one up at the horn, and the Spartans have stolen one from the Bucks. A deflating loss for Barry. We'll take a pause. Our post-game coverage is next. But a heartbreaking way to end the season here for the Bucks. Final score, Tampa 78, Barry 72. Our post-game coverage and interviews are next.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
All right, welcome back inside the Barry Health and Sports Center here at Coach Odio Court. Final score, Tampa takes this one 78-72. Assistant Coach Justin Furr is here with me. Coach, I know this is not the way you wanted to finish the regular season, and I don't know if you can tell me, maybe the guys were looking ahead. I don't know what you felt in this one, but it didn't feel like the energy perhaps was there that you needed to compete with the very feisty Tampa team.
Yeah, those guys really, did a great job. They were prepared, and like I said, give them some credit. They played great, and we didn't do the things we needed to do to win tonight, and hopefully we'll be ready come next Wednesday for the tournament.
Well, Justin, I'll ask you, what the message needs to be now to your team as everyone kind of meets in the locker room here, and you play again like this on Wednesday, and it could be the end of the season, and I know you have to kind of stress that to the guys right now. Yeah, we don't talk about those things. We just talk about preparing for the next game and getting ready for the next opponent, and playing our best. And tonight obviously wasn't our best effort, but we got to come back on Wednesday night, first round of the tournament, and play a little better. Justin, I want to ask you, kind of just to switch things up a little bit here. The emotion of this game, the court being named after Coach Odio, so many former players here. I know that was nice to see here tonight.
It was great. I mean, honoring our seniors and what they've done for this program, Theo and Elvar for the past 3 years, and then, Sunday for this 1 year. He's been unbelievable for us, and dedicating this court to Coach Odio, who's, a great coach, but an even better person. And, I'm so happy that this court can be named for him, and all the former players back today came for the alumni game. And, it was a great day all the way around. Wish we'd have played a little better and, would have came out with a win, but we didn't tonight, and, we just got to be ready on Wednesday.
You guys did a good job against Pat Bacon tonight. I know he was one of the guys you were certainly watching, but Marcel Robinson, 35 points. There was really no answer for him tonight.
No, he played great. He got going a little bit in the first half, and then he made some shots in the second half. And I really felt we had some really good looks tonight in the second half, and we just didn't knock them in. And if those go in, maybe we end up with a win. But again, tip your hat to these guys; they did a great job.
Justin, I'll let you get back with your team here, and we'll try to chat with Coach Estes here, hopefully in a few minutes. As let's take a pause here. We'll do that. We'll take a pause. We'll come back and we'll try to track down Coach Estes here inside the Barry Health and Sports Center. The final score here: Tampa 78, Barry 72.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Cato makes his move, drives in, sends a Combs! He scores! And the Bucks take a 2-0 lead. Cato finding Combs, a brilliant move, and what a fit. Ripped it out of midair, and the Bucks have tied this game at 2. All right, welcome back inside the Barry Health and Sports Center. Coach Estes is here with me. Coach, you have to obviously tip your cap to Tampa. I mean, they came ready to play today. So we'll start off with that. You know, their game plan seemed pretty good in this one, and obviously Robinson able to have a big game.
Well, he's really hurt us every time we've played. It's not tonight. It's been a career. And I thought for the first half we did a pretty good job on him, but they came out and, like we've done the last 2 games, we've come out and really punched in the start of the second half, and today they came out and punched us, and honestly we just never recovered. I thought we had a lot of good opportunities that we just didn't convert tonight, which we normally do.
Coach, what's the message to your team now after this game? And again, it's been a strange season. It's been up and down and up and down, and you were seemingly had the momentum now going into this game here today, and now it becomes conference tournament, NCAA tournament, and
I hope.
Yeah, you hope, obviously, yes. And you know, you're at the stage where you can't lose another one. You can't play a bad game at this point.
Well, we hope not. All these games count in the region, but you know, we prepare, we play. We just have to play better. Obviously, we didn't do a good job preparing, and we didn't do a good job playing tonight. And I think our guys are really, really upset about the loss. I think more than upset about the loss, they're upset about how we played. And I hope that it will be an experience that will help us as we get ready to go into the tournament.
All right, Coach, I'll leave you on this. I just want to ask you about the evening as a whole. I know the game didn't go the way you wanted it to, but very cool to have a full building filled with alumni here and dedicating the court to the great Coach Odio. Very nice.
Wonderful, wonderful thing for the family, and a tremendous tribute to Coach Odio, who was a legendary coach here, and really appreciate all the fans, not only tonight, but all year long. It's been a wonderful year. I think we've led the league in attendance, which is remarkable, and very, very happy about that. And, you know, we'll bounce back, and we'll look forward to our game on Wednesday night, whoever it might be against.
Coach, we'll see you here Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, head coach Butch Estes. As again, the final score here, Tampa 78, Barry 72. I want to let you know 5:30 and 7:30 will be the game times on Wednesday. We'll have the Sunshine State Conference Tournament coming your way from right here inside the Barry Health and Sports Center. So for Jim McCurdy and our entire crew, I'm Danny Rubino saying good night. As again, the final score here, 78-72. Tampa takes it over the Bucks. Have a good night.